everyone, welcome to my channel. It sounds a little bit silly to say, but maybe it'll get easier as I keep doing it. My name's Andy. I'm starting a podcast, I guess, just because I want to create a safe space where I can talk about a lot of things I have in my mind, and maybe if you listen in or whatever, you'll also feel inclined to share, and maybe you'll get something out of it. I really hope so. But I feel like I really want it to be a very healing space, you know. A little bit about me. I'm 23. I live in Alaska. I have a dog. His name is Baze, and he's my son. He's my little child. I love him so much. I have a lot of hobbies. I do a lot of things. I'm in college right now, and I also work full-time. But I think you'll get to know me a little bit more as my channel continues on and I upload more podcasts. So what I want to do is I want to talk about one thing each day. And today I want to talk about acceptance and what that means to me and what I feel about it, I guess. But I feel like I should challenge whoever's listening to this to think about how they feel about acceptance. Do you feel accepted? Do you want to feel accepted? What does that look like to you? Do you feel like it's something that you need, acceptance from others? Self-acceptance, what does that look like to you? I feel like that's a thing that's very overlooked quite often, but it plays such a big part in how people respond to others and how we view ourselves as well. It's a big part of like a lot of people's insecurities is fear of not being accepted. So, I'll tell you a little bit about something in my childhood and how that affected me as like growing up. And I'll relate it all back. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to drink some water. When I was young, I used to live in California. That's where I'm from. That's where I was born, Oceanside. And I went to kindergarten, like most people did. But I only went for a little while. So my experience in kindergarten really sucked, and I had gone to multiple different kindergartens. But I remember being so excited to go to school. Little bit about me, I'm a huge nerd. I love school, I love learning, I love teaching. I love it all, 1,000%. I'm constantly reading, I'm constantly expanding my mind. I love it so much. So when I was younger, that's all I wanted to do was to be at school, be around people, learn about people. I loved it so much. Well, when I got to school, a lot of people did not have that mentality, and I was not very well accepted, not only by the students that was in my class, but that also by my teacher. She did not accept me, and I was like physically like beaten by those freaking kids. Like my mom had to come pick me up from kindergarten like every day with a busted lip or a busted nose or a black eye, or somebody pushed me off of the playground. Whatever the case may be, like at that time I was getting messed up by these kids, and I was like, okay, it's whatever. And then I moved to a different kindergarten, and the same-ish things happened again, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks. Well, you know, it definitely did suck. And I didn't think that it was going to affect me as much as it did, because I was like, well, you know, these kids don't like me. That's okay, because, like, other people like me. Well, I started first grade in Louisiana, because I lived there for a long time, and I was still not accepted. And it was such a bizarre thing to me, and looking back now, as a child, like, I didn't understand why, and I think I do a little bit maybe as an adult now, but as an adult now, I couldn't understand when my teacher would also feed into those things. I was bullied a lot because I was a very odd kid. I had a very odd upbringing, and that's totally fine. But I don't know. It struck something in me when I got to first grade, and I'm like, people just don't like me, and they just will never like me. So as I started continuing through the elementary school grades, I just didn't really want to make any friends. I just liked focusing on school because I didn't really feel accepted. Also, I was very intellectually advanced. I was above my peers in a lot of different ways, so my teachers would have to give me extra work to do so that I wouldn't be sitting in class doing nothing. And that also didn't really make me feel good because the other kids did not like that. So, I guess all of this to say, I didn't really feel accepted at a young age, and for a majority of my life, it was a humongous issue for me to feel that way. And I guess even now, sometimes, I do feel that way often, but I don't think about it. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it. So I feel like a lot of people don't really think about it. So what does it mean to be accepted? What does that mean? What does that look like? Should I be in groups of people who have the same interests as me? They look the same as me. They come from the same cultural or ethnic background as me. They share the same beliefs. What does that look like? And why is it important? When people are outcasted in the world, there's a different type of lonely that they feel. And I can only speak on it because I've felt it before. I can be in a crowd of people who know me, who I've known for years. And I'm talking about 25 people. And they can all say, I love you, you're so great. But I still don't feel accepted by them. I don't feel accepted into whatever they have. These friendships that I witnessed growing up where these girls would just be so nice to each other and would do things together, and these bonds that were formed, I just didn't really have that. And as an adult, it's definitely, I can see that those things from my childhood played a big part on how I view acceptance today. My self-acceptance, I don't know where that's at, to be honest. I like myself, I love myself, but I feel like I'm learning new things about myself each day, and it just makes me feel very different. Different from people that I know, different from people that I love. I feel like I've been so many different people, and I'm trying to learn all of them and understand the person that they actually make up today. And it's definitely a journey, for sure. It's a journey that I'm going down, and I'm sure a lot of people are going down. I don't think you ever stop going down that journey. And if you have, and you're listening to this, give me some context clues, give me some hints, give me something, because I'd like to get there too. I feel like loving someone and accepting them is very different. So while I do love myself very much, and I am proud of myself, accepting who I am is very hard. If you struggle with that, please know that you're not alone. It bleeds into every other area of my life. Even at work, working with so many people and seeing how maybe this person is welcomed more than I am. Maybe, I'm around this group of people that I've been working with, and they didn't accept me right away, but they accept someone else. There's no answer really for it, but why do we still think about these things? What does that actually mean to us and mean for us, and why do they matter? I think as I got older, I found myself trying to fit into places to where I would be accepted by the people that were around me. I felt myself trying to fit into categories that seemed normal and looked good on the outside, but they really weren't. I started placing myself around individuals that I could just kind of blend with, and I felt, they would just allow me to be there. But every day it was a struggle of like, are they going to see me and see who I am and see all of these things about me and all of the things that I carry and all of the ways that I am and all of the uniqueness that is to me, and are they going to accept me? Or am I going to sit here at this table with a bunch of people I don't have anything in common with and just smile and nod? For a long time, that was my decision, to smile and nod. I don't do that anymore, which is good, but it is hard, I will say. If anyone else has struggled with that, I just want to apologize to you, I guess, the same way that I apologize to myself. I feel like it doesn't really matter what everyone else thinks and how everyone else feels. And I know that that's such a cliche and corny thing to say, but truly it doesn't. The right people are going to find their way to you, and you're going to find your way to them. And a beautiful harmony and a beautiful existence between two people is going to form, and it won't feel so hard to be accepted. You will be welcomed with open arms. You will be welcomed for who you are, and you won't have to be somebody that somebody wants to get to know. They'll just want to get to know you. I don't know. Maybe I sound silly. Well, I will say, anybody listening to this, you are so very accepted by me. I absolutely adore you, whoever you are, and I hope you know that if there's nobody in your corner, I'm in your corner. You always have a place in my heart if you want it. It's there. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, but I will be posting every single night. I am making a dedication to this YouTube channel, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you listen again. I also hope you got something out of it. I did.